President Trump is announcing an extension to reach a trade deal with Mexico. Trump says he had a successful call with Mexico's president, and they've agreed to keep existing tariffs in place for 90 days. Meanwhile, a federal appeals court is voicing deep skepticism with the Trump administration's attempt to use a national emergency to justify sweeping tariffs. ABC's White House correspondent Karen Travers has more on that. Karen, the president said no extensions yesterday. So why this exception for Mexico now?
So Mexico has been on a different timeline than other countries, Diane. They were not part of the April 2nd so-called Liberation Day reciprocal tariffs. So that April 9th pause, that 90 days, and then that extension to August 1st didn't really apply to Mexico or to Canada because those tariffs had gone into effect before that. So they've been doing different negotiations, a different timeline track. The president, though, this month did threaten to increase the tariffs on Mexico and some goods to 30%. But this phone call today with the president of Mexico, which the president says was constructive, means that it would stay status quo for the next several months while negotiations continue. But it's still a high tariff, 25% on those goods not covered by the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement, and still that 50% tariff on steel and aluminum imports. But the conversations will continue. The president's still pushing Mexico to do more on the border. That's been the real impetus for these tariffs on Mexico in the first place.
And Karen, a federal appeals court is questioning how President Trump is justifying some of these tariffs. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, so this lawsuit that was brought to the federal appeals court by a group of states and small businesses, and they're trying to get the president's tariffs invalidated, saying that you can't use this emergency law to implement tariffs. It's a decades-old emergency order. And today there was skepticism expressed in that courtroom. The judge is saying that this has never been used to justify tariffs, that the law actually doesn't even mention the word tariffs, and they were really putting the government lawyers on the spot to explain how they can use this. The administration has said, though, that this is necessary. The president said that you have to do it because this is a critical part of his foreign policy.
All right, Karen Travers for us at the White House. Thank you.